All right, welcome to Mouthful of Bees MMA. We are previewing UFC Fight Island 2,
Two, yep, we'll
version
call
version
it two.
2, Fight Card 2. I don't even know what they're calling it at the moment. Welcome, Kyle.
Yo, what's up? Morning.
Let's get these people updated and let's get them medicated with their fix for before tomorrow's card kicks off. Let's talk about some news pretty quickly
Yep, let's get into it.
from this week. There's not too much. What's annoying me is that Conor keeps keeping his name in our brains, especially around the UFC cards, the big drawing cards. He'll just get his name out there. He's doing it smart. How are you feeling about Conor at the moment?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's this Poirier thing floating around, but I don't know. Maybe a tune-up. Who knows? But, mate, he's kicking soccer balls over in Europe at the moment on the beach getting sun. So,
Is he?
yeah, it's still on holiday. So, I don't know how soon that's going to be happening.
Throwing out the Pacquiao idea, throwing out the Poirier charity event. Both of them he knows he can't do.
Yeah.
So it's just getting his name out there. And then so Dana came back and said, oh, well, we were lining you up to do Ultimate Fighter with Khabib. And since you released our text messages, Khabib doesn't want to do it anymore, which sounds a bit sus. Just sounds like some more negotiating on the UFC side. But
yeah, it's weird. I think it was weird because I thought Conor, after he fought, he's going to go on this roll, 3 or 4 fights this year, and that just hasn't eventuated after Cowboy. So just dragging out, same old thing. So
yeah, I'm kind of getting a bit sick of talking about it.
Yeah, we all are, but we still talk about it.
I know. Anyone else come to mind that we're sick of talking about?
Johnny Bones Jones. I think I'm getting a bit sick of talking about him as well.
Yeah.
Boring. Come on, just fight. Fight or go away.
Well, him and Adesanya's Twitter over the last few days have been keeping up to date with because they've just been going at each other, now bringing parents into it, and so much so that Adesanya said to him, your dead mum or your mum wouldn't be proud of you. John's mother died 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, that was a bit
heating up.
I know.
So much so now that Dana has weighed in. I think I saw something this morning that he's like, yeah, that'd be a good fight to do.
That's a fight to make. Yeah, do you think that'll happen though? I mean, Izzy doesn't really have anyone left there, really. Think about it. I mean, he's talking about Cannonier, like Jared Cannonier, draw card.
I think he wants Till because he wanted that star matchup.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling he'll go up, and that's a good segue into. I reckon light heavyweight is not as bad as people are saying. Firstly, now we haven't got. I think it was more. It was more boring or less interesting before when Jones was. No one could beat him, and it's just about who was next.
Yeah.
But now that Blachowicz is up there and he's been knocked out by Santos, who's probably going to get the next one.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's going to be a bit of a musical chairs at the top, which I think's interesting. I know the UFC doesn't really like having musical chairs at the top. They want one champion to keep going, but I reckon it's interesting. This is who's in the light heavyweight division. At the top, Blachowicz, Thiago Santos, Dominic Reyes, Rakic and Prohajka, both looking good. Krylov, if he gets a win, even though his fight just got cancelled, they're trying to get him in there. Johnny Walker, who's no chin, but still exciting. Ankalaev, once he beats Kutalaba, will be up in there. Then you got Tyson Pedro, Jimmy Crute, Paulo Costa, I reckon, will go up. Izzy will go up. And that's not even mentioning old man Teixeira, OSP, Serkinov, Ozdemir, Bukauskas, Menafield. I reckon Romero might go up. Ryan Spann and your man, Slow Mike Rodriguez. It's interesting up there.
Yeah, mate, there's plenty of fighters that can show up. And you know what? They're all fighters that you kind of want to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like any of those guys facing each other, you'd watch. And it'd probably beat a lot of the fights on the card today in terms of interest. So, yeah.
I think light heavyweight's been it looked like it's been boring a few years ago, and I just have faith in the UFC. They see it coming, and then they bring in a lot more talent. So I think it's just going to get better.
Yeah. I mean, if they end up doing Izzy Jones at that weight division, but then it's a non-title fight. What do they do there?
I think Izzy will have to step up to a light heavyweight, possibly a title fight, and then he might step up again and take Jones a heavyweight. He's not afraid of going to heavyweight. He's had kickboxing fights at heavyweight before, but I worry about Jones just ragdolling him up there, but we'll see.
Yeah, interesting.
One step at a time. Khabib said Dana White told him he's getting something special after Gaethje, which is a bit dangerous to look past Gaethje, but it looks like that might be the
What is that? I have no idea.
GSP fight.
GSP. You think, really? Do you want to see GSP fight again? Tell me. Do you?
Yeah, I'd like to see GSP Khabib.
Yeah, okay.
But no title at a catch weight, just for best ever.
Yeah, okay. I reckon that fight is boring, to be honest. I just see it and I see fence, grappling, ground, grappling.
Oh, yeah. Be the only grappling fight I'd be interested in watching.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I think GSP, I just think it'd be a bit unfair on GSP. I think he's past his prime, to be honest.
Well, hopefully for your sake, Gaethje puts a pin in the whole situation.
I hope, mate. I hope he does. But yeah, we'll see.
I've just got one other news note of mention. That's Jessica Rose Clark has to go in for surgery after she looked really good last week. That's Australia's own. So she'll be out till mid next year, unfortunately.
Did that happen in the fight? Or was that pre-existing?
She said it happened in the camp. Oof. And she's doing strength exercise at the moment, trying to get as muscly as possible before surgery. I don't know if that's recommended or not, whatever. Yeah. You got any more news?
Mate, not much. I think it's about it. It's been a bit thin this week, I think, with news. But I think we're all counting down the days to the big one, Gaethje, Khabib.
Oh, when is that? 3 weeks?
No, 3 weeks. Yeah, end of the month. 24th, I think. Yeah.
Fight announcements. Bobby Green versus Thiago Moises on October 31. Moicano versus that crazy kickboxer Fiziev on November 28. Ozdemir's out of that fight versus Krylov on October 17, which is a shame. Big boy himself, Romanov, has been booked again for November 7 versus Rogerio de Lima. And Cody Garbrandt out of the title fight.
I saw that torn bicep. I know how he feels.
If that's what it is, I mean, it seems like a curse of anyone going down to flyweight. It's like a if there's a apocalypse trying to get into the Pentagon bunker or something, no one can get down there to flyweight. All these people trying to go down can't happen.
I know the UFC are begging for it too. I think there's not much action going on there at the moment. There's a few killers, so there's some good fights that could happen, but they're just not happening.
There might be a year off getting some fun. I'd love to see what's his face go up. What's the champ?
Figueiredo
to go up to bantamweight because bantamweight's got no action at the moment.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy up there. But they're bringing in some flyweights, so they're just trying to stack that up again. Mm. Okay, let's talk about this week's card. It is thin. It is. It is thin as Irene Aldana looked on the scales this morning. The card this week is a little bit later. It's prelim starting at 10:30. Main card starting at 1:30. I'll just give you a quick weigh-in report. First on the scale was Australia's own Josh Coolibaugh. Then we went Townsend, Felipe, Els, McGee. Williams was overweight, the kid from Contender Series.
Okay.
Ludovic, Lookman, Castro, Condit. They're all in early. After 30 minutes, Casey Kenny, Juliana Pena, Ayari had to have the towel. Also, Alexangi Haley had to have the towel. Jorgen was in after 30 minutes. Imavov was in after 40. Jiyun Fry was in at 50 minutes later. And of note, 80 minutes after the start, Irene Aldana, last to weigh in.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
So I don't know if that'll change your tips.
Maybe. Not really.
Right.
Good thing.
Segue
Here
into
we are.
tipping.
How do we go? How did we go last week?
How did you go last week? There's a few
Yeah.
you didn't tip last week, I think. I think you went very well last week. Let's just let's ignore that.
Yeah.
I think you missed it. You didn't do the last two. For some reason, you didn't have the right people in the Shane Young versus Ludovic Klein fight, so I didn't put that in for you.
Right. Okay.
I'll double check what happened there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Interesting.
Right. Let's start from the bottom. There's a few new names. Vendramini versus Ayari.
Yeah. Who have you gone? ARE decision.
I've gone Ayari decision because Ayari's fought some big names. He's fought Darren Till to a decision recently.
Yeah, I saw that. I've gone ARE KO round 2.
Ooh. I got to stop going ooh every time you make a. I don't know. It just gets me excited when we pick differently. Casey Kenny 14-2 versus Haley, who had the trouble, and I think he's got a bit of a salty record, maybe 14-7 or something like that. So it seems like, and I think he's lost the last 2. So it seems like I look for these ones where it seems like the UFC is just sorry, but stepping stoning people.
Yeah, correct. A little tune up. Yeah, I've gone the same as you, Kenny. Thank you.
Decision. He loves a decision. Hopefully, he gets something different.
Yeah.
All right. I like this Thai fighter. Loma Lukbunmi versus Ji Frey. Now, apparently Lukbunmi said that they were. She was planning on fighting Frey, who was a champ at Invicta early on, so they might know a fair bit about each other. Lukbunmi looked awesome, and then they put her up against Angela Hill, and she lost by decision. But this is a kind of a drop back down in talent, so hopefully she looks really good, and she's got that Muay Thai brutal leg kicks. Hopefully that's what we see. I said she's going to knock her out in round. I said Lukbunmi is going to knock Frey out in round 2.
Yeah, I said KO round 3.
Gone round 3.
Yeah, I think it might take a little bit of time.
Slow beat down.
Yeah.
Jordan Williams off his KO and contender series against a guy that was a lot bigger than him. His record is something like 9-3, but he does seem to have heavy hands. But this Imavov, I think this Imavov guy, he's got a fair few. He's got more submissions than decisions, than KOs on his record. So I think he's going to try take him down. So I've gone for an early submission myself, unless he gets knocked out.
Too. Yeah, that's the only way he'll lose. And he's 8-2. He's got a pretty good record. I've gone Imanov by decision.
Sometimes when it's like this, I look at UFC experience, but neither of them have it. Unless you count contender series, but so it's null and void on this one. You've got Imavov by decision.
Correct.
Now Charles Air Jourdain versus Australia's own Josh Coolibaugh. Now Coolibaugh came in flabby last time, but I think it was a short notice fight, and he got knocked out by Jalen Turner round 2.
Yeah.
Jourdain's had some high profile fights, so this could go either way, I reckon. The only thing is, I'm thinking if it goes to decision, Jourdain's lost a few decisions. So I'm thinking Coolibaugh is going to look a lot better. He does look already a lot fitter than last time. So I think he's had a good camp. So I'm gonna say that he's going to win decision.
Coolibaugh. I've gone Jourdain, and I'm going to go KO round 2.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
That's my new ooh.
Ooh.
Jourdain is favourite, by the way.
Yeah. I think he's experienced.
Carlos Condit, the weirdo.
He's back.
There's Court McGee. Condit's, I think, lost 4 in a row.
Yeah, I think so. I can't believe he's still fighting the UFC, but Dana loves him. So I think this will be the last one. He loses to Court McGee. It's see you later, Carlos.
I really hope he has a KO victory, but I don't see it happening. I've taken Court McGee by decision.
Yeah, I've gone Condit KO round 2. Actually, I'm going to back him in.
Respect.
Yeah, I've got to go with the old timer.
Man, yeah, it seems like I thought there was one more, but there's Cowboy, Condit. There seems to be some older guys on some streaks now.
Yeah, yeah, there is the losing streaks that would be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they're at the end of their tether. I think Dana knows that too. But they're just draw cards. They still beat the guys coming up. So
Yeah, they're
keep
quite
giving
low
them
in this
fight.
card, but they're in that big spot now, which is the head of the prelims, which is a big ESPN spot. So that's almost like the second biggest
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
slot on the card. All right, into the main card. Deck one, Townsend, who also calls himself the Tarantula, but Jalen Turner actually brings the Tarantula to the weigh-in, so he's really about it. Also, Townsend is on a 3-fight losing streak versus a newcomer, Todorovic. So the only thing Townsend's got there is a bit of experience. But this Todorovic, I'm pretty sure
He's 9-0.
9-0. Yeah, no, that's
Not,
not the stat. I've got a different stat
have you?
for you.
Not sure.
I think he goes KOs on the reg.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm gonna go the new guy.
I've taken him
Todorovic.
KO round 1.
I'll go KO round 2.
Now, this fight is put here. Kyler Phillips versus Cameron Elsey, or Else, has been put here because it's made for fireworks. Phillips calls himself the Matrix. Cameron Elsey last had a decision. Oh, no, let me put it this way. Since 2014, Cameron Elsey has had 10 fights. I hope this is the right stat. And he's gone to round 2 once.
Wow.
So I'm expecting this one's going to be round 1. Either way.
Who have you tipped? Phillips?
I've tipped Phillips, but I think it could go either way. Somebody getting knocked out, and it's just whoever zigs and who zags.
I'm going to go Phillips. I think you get through the first, finishes him in the second.
Okay. You got a lot of round 2 KOs. You got no round 1 KOs. You normally like those ones.
I know, I do. I'm all over it. So yeah.
All right. Durandamy versus Juliana Pena. Now Pena's back. She had 1 fight, and before that she had a big break as well. So I'm interested. It seems like ring rust isn't a thing lately. Fighters coming back, so I don't expect that. But the only thing is Pena's favourite. Oh, sorry, Durandamy's favourite, but a lot of the experts have taken Pena. I assume they think she's going to take her down, but Durandamy looked really good getting taken down by Nunes last time. So I think Durandamy is going to knock her out.
Yeah, me too. I'm the same. I don't know where these experts are coming from, but Juliana Pena, like, are we serious right now? Is that what they're saying? Mate, there's no way she wins this fight. If she wins this fight, I will stop doing this podcast. Mark my words.
Don't threaten us with that.
That's how confident I am.
Fucking hell. How dare you?
Mate,
how
KO round 2.
Righto.
Actually, no, round 3. Round 3. I think Pena hangs in there a little bit. I think she gets chalked up. And I think Durandamy just finishes with 1 to the head.
Chalked up. I love it. I went Durandamy KO round 2. You reckon she's going to be eating the chalk, lying around in some chalk by round 3? Yeah. Okay, speaking of chalk, we've got a couple of big boys in the co-main. Jorgen de Castro versus Carlos Felipe.
This will be a fun fight. I'm looking forward to this one, actually.
Both of them coming off a loss. Both of them coming off their first loss. I think De Castro is 6-1. Felipe's 8-1. Felipe has fought. De Castro fought Hardy and lost by decision. Felipe fought big Sergey Spivak and lost by decision as well. I'm pretty sure, but he got toweled up in that one. So I'm taking De Castro, and I've gone decision just because they're both huge hitters. They're both coming off a loss. Oof. I think they might be worried, and it might be a boring fat boy slugfest. Fat boy grind out.
Yeah, really. I think
chalk. You bringing the chalk in for this one?
I'm bringing the chalk. The canvas will be rattling on this one. I think I'm going to go Jorgen de Castro KO round 1.
There he is. There's the round 1 predictor.
There it is.
I knew you wouldn't be far off.
No.
All right, now Holly Holm and Irene Aldana. All the favourites are taking Aldana. I can't see how. I feel like Aldana's got striking, but she's up against an ex-boxing champ. And if she's going to be better on the ground, but Holly Holm's takedown defense is pretty good. Remember, she out-wrestled Megan Anderson. She's only lost to the top. I've picked Holm here, and I think she's going to knock her out. And I've done it because of the weight cut for Aldana. I think she might start to really wear towards the end of it. So I've said Holm KO round 4.
Yeah, I've gone Holm decision. I think it's going to go. I think Aldana will hang in there. I think she's tough, but yeah, I don't see her beating Holm either. So yeah, I don't understand that. But Aldana's good. We'll see.
We've gone a lot similar. We've only got 2 different this week.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be the rounds, I think, that come down to it.
Great minds. Okay, and so what we're going to do is after the fight, we'll do a quick roundup. If anyone wants to find out which fights to watch, we'll just tell you which fights were good. So no spoilers, just say which fights to watch. Then we'll do if there's any decisions that need analysis, we'll throw up a quick screenshot for that. And then we'll just quickly do some spoilers or talk about the card if you want to hear about it. We'll wrap that up all pretty quickly after the card. So if you want to do a quick catch up, we'll be here for you. Any last words, Kyle?
No, mate, sounds good. I guess we'll jump on the mic tomorrow and give our opinions after hopefully a good card. Hopefully this card underrated but serves up. That'd be nice.
Well, that's what UFC's been doing lately. We noticed the cards that are really thin, we're not excited about. They have a lot of finishes. So fingers crossed.
See how we go.
Thanks a lot, mate. Have a nice Saturday, and I'll speak to you tomorrow, Ivy.
See you, buddy. See you, mate.
Bye-bye.